Hey everyone, MTast here, and this is incredible. Bungie just dropped a brand new info dump on the new Warlock class, Shadebinder. This is the new DLC Beyond Light subclass for Warlock. This is the Stasis subclass, and they gave a lot more information on it, but also on customization of these classes as a whole. Now, we had heard that these Darkness subclasses were going to have some customization, but you can flat out change how they work. You can change how they function. They've got some really cool customization options. And if they can apply this to the other subclasses, boys, Destiny's going to be the best spot it's been in a long time. The changes here are, in my opinion, Destiny 3 level enhancements to the game. So let's get started. So this is just an initial picture. This is talking about the Warlock. Now, when you enter the super, which is Winter's Wrath, there's kind of two parts to the super. You can send out a Penumbral Blast, which I believe is also just your base melee ability, and this is going to freeze targets. You send out an area of effect, kind of like a Celestial Fire, that will freeze, shrapnel, do damage, freeze enemies, and that is going to be a ranged attack. Then, you move in with the Shattering Shockwave, where you lift up your staff and do an area of effect damaging ability that will shatter everything. Now, if you're paired up with the team and they're freezing everybody, you could just run in and be the shattering guy, almost the combo. Someone else freezes, you go in and shatter. Or you can use that ranged ability and just freeze everything and someone else can shatter them. So there's going to be some crazy CC, some crazy combos, and as you're going to see further down in the video where I start talking about the customization, you might be able to pair this up to do some insane things for your build. A full-on build with super generation or power generation. Guys, we're going to have to get into this. But first, you better like the video, you better share the video, you better subscribe, because I'm the ultimate gamer. And that's it. So one of the things I want to talk about before we get into the customization is Bungie kind of says, hey, listen, we had Arc, we have Solar, we've got the Void, we've got those light subclasses. These Darkness subclasses, or at least Stasis, is going to be different. Instead of just destroying everything and blowing everything up, we want to give the team options. The ability to freeze enemies is a really cool mechanic because not only can you freeze them and isolate them and then blow them up later, but you can also create ice fields on the map. If you know enemies are spawning in, you can slow them or freeze them. If you know enemies are entering from an area or a choke point, you could throw an ice wall up so that they can't come through, allowing you to focus on other targets. I know that in many Nightfalls, there are enemies that spawn from only a couple of set locations, so if you can shut those down and stop enemies from rushing your team, this gives you a lot of control on the battlefield, and I think that that's great. They kind of mention that in here, that these subclasses are about control. They can be devastating and they can kill stuff, but they can also zone and shut stuff down, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So, let's move down a little bit further. They show off this beautiful subclass here. It looks so cool, honestly. It's like you're being overwhelmed by the darkness or like Venom or something like that. But here's a cool thing. No class embodies the concept of freezing better than the Warlock Shadebinder. Imbued with stasis energy, I'm not going to read the whole thing, the Shadebinder gets a ranged melee attack, which is the Penumbral Blast, which can freeze enemies, it'll freeze anyone that it hits, but you can also augment these abilities, which is kind of the main thing I want to talk about. Alright, so with the customization, this is something I didn't really expect or I didn't know was coming, but you can actually customize any of your abilities. Now, it appears you can only choose 2 of them to fully augment, but you can essentially add a further bonus, actually multiple further bonuses, on whatever ability you choose. Your grenade, even your jump. You can put it on your rift or your dodge ability on the hunter. There are multiple things you can do with aspects and fragments. Now, these are items essentially that you find in the game or unlock. We don't quite know yet, but these will change the function of your abilities. So further down, they show off the Frost Pulse aspect. Now, it might be a little bit small on the screen, but I'll just read it out. Casting your rift generates a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. Damn. So not only are you going to have your regular healing rift or damaging rift, you're also going to be able to add CC on top of it. Now, something like this would also be available for your jump. I don't know what it would be. Maybe you can float longer, maybe you move faster. I don't know what it would be for your jump. As for your melee, maybe it gives it damage or more freezing or area of effect. We haven't got to see all the different aspects available, but this is a really good indicator of, hey, look at this, adding utility. Now, there's another thing too. I don't know if you can see on there, but right up top it says Fragment Slots. Now, this one has one slotted in, right? And if you look down further, there's the fragments down here. There's multiple of them available. This one says, defeating frozen targets with weapons grants you super energy. Awesome. Now, you lose intellect and you lose discipline, but if you're freezing enemies and you're killing them, you're gonna generate super energy, and I'm guessing it's much more than the stats you're giving up. But there seems to be multiple fragment slots available. Now, I don't know if you can upgrade them or if you have 3 available at all times, but that could mean that not only will you have 2 aspects to alter 2 different abilities, but then you can apply multiple fragments as well. So you could literally turn your healing rift into this crazy CC machine that's giving you cooldowns and supers and all these different things. You could make your grenade ability maybe bigger AoE or more damage or create orbs, or who knows what the hell is available in these subclasses. This is going to open up a lot of builds, a lot of different changes and potential, and my stasis Shadebinder binder is going to be different than yours. And the next person, and the next person, and the next person. You can coordinate with your builds, and maybe you just want to be the freezing guy. Maybe you just want to be the area of effect damage guy. I don't know what's going to happen with all this, but this is really, really cool. They also mentioned down here, the Warlock decides to slot a Whisper of Refraction fragment that replenishes some of their class ability upon shattering enemies. Now, they didn't show the picture of that here. It doesn't show the picture of that, but they mentioned further down. Let's just say you were to put in a Whisper of Refraction that replenishes class energy upon shattering enemies. You could now rift near enemies to freeze them, then shatter them, and you're kind of doing a combo where you're going to get that rift ability back. There's going to be some crazy potential for chaining abilities and doing these combos in the game that I don't think we've ever really seen in Destiny. Some exotics let you spam abilities, and some subclasses let you build things up. You know, Liar's Handshake with the melees in, Arc Strider. There's even just like Ophidius Spade throwing a bunch of throwing knives. Like, there's different things you can do, but this is full-on builds from what I can see. I'm pumped! I'm pumped! This is sick! Now, we haven't even seen the other subclasses, and apparently next Thursday, or this Thursday, they're going to show the Titan. And they're going to give some examples of the Titan. So we're going to see some more stuff, some new stuff. I am beyond hyped. Beyond light, more like beyond hype. I think that this is a really good sign for Destiny. Let me just turn this music off for just a second. Guys, this is the depth we need, especially for PvE. If you're going to be doing these crazy hard raids and nightfalls and activities in groups, you need to feel like you're doing something cool on the field. You're not just spamming heavy weapons to do damage. You're not just throwing a grenade here and there. This is a RPG game with cool spells and essentially magic. It's nice that they're finally, hopefully, embracing some of this stuff. They're actually turning your character into a badass. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's pretty much it from me. There's not much more to say. If you want to read through this, you can. I might have missed a thing here or there, but I just wanted to give you an overview of my thoughts and kind of point out, damn, potential is here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye. Gamers, get my shaker. get the amazing flavor. Maybe try one of the new focus flavors. My flavor will be back in stock soon, but these ones are great as well. Use code MTASH for 10% off. Links are down below. Yeet! Advance.gg/MTASH.